Hey guys, welcome to my new video. In this video, I want to share with you. I want to share 12 things that are essential for selling on Takealot. And these things are based on my experience. It's not things that I learned from someone else, um, or I'm, how can I say it, taking information from someone else and then sharing with you guys. No, this is actually what I do on a daily basis. Um, So yeah, I've prepared like 12, 12 points that I want us to go through. Um, yeah, so these are 12 things that you need to sell on Takealot successfully. Um, Even though these are just points, and I won't exactly go through every single thing, like in detail, because there's some things that you just have to do in order to understand. But I'll try my best to explain it the best as possible. So yeah, the first thing is you need to have a solid laptop, and by solid laptop I mean like you need to have a laptop or a PC that that's very responsive, um, that won't freeze and stuff like that. Preferably at least a laptop or a PC that's at least an i3. I mean the processor is to be at least an i3. But yeah, the higher the better. But yeah, me, I'm using an i5. Um, but yeah, it took me time to actually get to an i5. Um, because I was using the time I started e-commerce, I was using a normal laptop, like just a normal laptop. Um, but yeah, I'm using an i5 and it works perfectly. Doesn't freeze. It's very responsive, and because you're using a lot of applications when you're working uh, the system on a daily basis. Okay, the second one is you need a solid internet. Of course, I know it's quite obvious, but you need to have internet because without internet, you won't be able to to do this business. So those are the things that I recommend that you sort out first before you even get to start. And then number three is you need to have a printer. You don't need to have a printer. You don't have to. You don't have to. But I highly recommend that you invest in a printer because, like, when you print stuff on your own, it's just much more convenient. But you don't have to like crack the bank now and get a printer. But also, I recommend when you do get a printer, invest in a printer that's solid. I'm using a Canon Pixma G20 series. That's the printer I'm using. Um, yeah, this printer can print up to I think 11,000. Let me just check the box. Okay, the box is just near me. I think it can print up to like, oh, it can print up to 12,000 black pages, right? And I've been using this printer for like 2 years, I think. So yeah, it's really helped me a lot. Especially with this business, you're gonna be printing like crazy, especially when you're doing like crazy orders. You're gonna be printing like almost every day. So invest in a printer. When you do buy a printer, invest in a solid printer. This printer I bought was 3,000 rand. I think you can. Okay, I would say that my advice: don't buy a printer that's less than 2,000 rands, right? Uh, when you are seriously getting into this business. But for beginners, you can like start with those smaller printers. But those smaller printers, they usually the ink um, um, finishes fast, and then also you have to replace cartridges. Cartridges are expensive. So even if you buy a smaller printer, the money that you're gonna spend will eventually be more than that 2,000 rand. So that's why It's just better to actually just once off invest in a solid printer. Okay. Um, and then yeah, you don't have to have a printer. You can use internet cafes. Internet cafes, you can use them, and then I think they charge like usually around 2 rand to 5 rand a page, depending on where you're staying, environment, city, or you're staying in like what kind of places. Um, but if you don't have like internet cafes near you, but you do have a mall, I think at Postnet they do print. So I'm pretty sure every like at least most people there's a Postnet near them. So at Postnet they'll print for you. I think it's like 2 rand or 3 rand a page. So you can just ask them to print for you. Yeah. So yeah, like even if you have like zero project, you can really make this work. Like I'm 100% sure you can. And then number four is packaging. Okay, packaging it's also one important things. Very important actually, because the time I started, okay, I'm selling more or less sort of fragile-ish stuff, you know. So I have to have bubble wrap and sellotape at least, you know. Boxes you don't have to always use boxes, but it's also just recommended. Um, Especially when you're starting, boxes will make it easier for you. But you don't actually have to use boxes up until you figured how it actually works. Um, so yeah, like when I started, I wasn't using any packaging or anything like bubble wrap or you know. So the time the stuff would get to the warehouse, the stuff would be broken, and stuff like that. It would be a headache to get it back. I have to rebuy the stuff. So I made a lot of losses because I didn't have anyone that taught me the stuff. I sort of figured all of this out myself. Um, yeah, man, packaging, I recommend you buy bubble wrap. Even if you're not selling fragile stuff, at some point you're gonna need bubble wrap. Uh, Cling wrap, you can also use it. Um, I think cling wrap you can just buy it when you're sort of like pushing bigger orders. But yeah, bubble wrap, cling wrap, sellotape, of course, like 100% sure. Like you have to buy sellotape. That's something that you just can't run away from. And then boxes, I usually buy them from my Courier. They also sell boxes, so I just buy it from their branches. Or yeah, so far I don't really have a solid place I'm getting boxes from because they are fairly cheap even from the Korea where I'm buying it from. I actually did find a place that sells boxes. I just haven't bought them yet. But like once I start using it, I'll also share with you guys the place, the websites and stuff. Okay, and then oh yeah, I was in boxes, and then stickers. Um, okay, stickers are okay. Let me tell you something about stickers. I know like a lot of people will say no, you need because when you're applying on Takealot and everything, they'll tell you that you need to have 45 up labels, which is 45 up labels are those labels for your shipping labels, and then the six up labels are for your product labels. They'll tell you that you have to buy them and stuff like that. Honestly, for me, like I bought them, both of it. It didn't work for me, and then other people that I've also tried buying maybe other brands of these labels didn't really work well for them, or I don't know, maybe it's my printer, but I don't think it's my printer because even the people I'm speaking to, it also didn't work for them. So um okay, I don't recommend buying, especially when you're starting, I don't recommend buying 45 up labels and 6 up labels. Rather buy these labels. I'm using these even till today. I use them for product labels and shipping labels. These are like it's a full sheet of A4 sticker paper. So you just print them out and then you cut them out and then you paste it on the products or on the boxes. This is how they look. I don't know if you can the camera. This is how they look. These are ones I'm using even till today. These actually work better for me, you know. So these are just full sheets of A4 stickers. These were, I think it was like 200 rand for these, but this is more than 100 sheets. It'll probably last you for, depending on your volumes you're doing, but like it'll last you like very long, very long time. And yeah, I also want to clarify something. You don't have to like break your budgets and stuff, especially with these stickers and all that. There's a lot of uncertainty with how it's explained to us. So I actually figured out that you can actually use plain paper when you packaging stuff. If you can just print it on a plain paper, cut them out, put on the boxes, put it on the products, and then just sellotape it, make sure it just doesn't come off. And then it should also work pretty perfect. I also do it sometimes when I'm rushing, I just print on a paper, it's just what I do. But then I've never had a problem with it. I've seen other sellers that they don't even buy these stickers, they use plain paper. So that's something that no one will really tell you, but then this is just the value that I'm giving to you as someone that's actually doing the stuff. Um, okay, point number five, very important. Before you even start booking shipments and all that, please educate yourself on how you package your products when you're sending to the warehouses. Because if you're gonna put something wrong, maybe like book the shipment wrong, incomplete shipments. If you didn't put a sticker, you might miss the sticker there. It's going to be an inbound exception. Inbound exceptions is shipments that recorded at the warehouse that were incomplete, right? Yeah, so it's going to take a long while, and then you have to um, find a way to actually collect from the warehouse back to you again. It's just a whole process. So like that's just what I highly recommend, that you educate yourself and then that you don't make these mistakes. But yeah, guys, I also do teach the stuff in my mentorship. I have a mentorship going on. Um, I'm gonna put the link in the description if you are interested in joining this stuff. Because yeah, man, I'm doing this on a daily basis. So far, I've done multiple six figures in this, and it's only been like four months since I've been doing this, and yeah, it's crazy. We'll see from a year's time. Maybe I'll be on seven, eight figures. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But then, yeah, I'm just telling you that I'm actually doing this on a regular basis. This is how I'm doing this. And then, yeah, educate yourself on how to book shipments and package correctly. Very important. Also, allocating shipments, because like sometimes you can send stuff and then just to find out that you didn't allocate it with on your booking portal, right? Because there's the seller portal, then there's booking portal. Um, yeah, so they correspond. Then you also need to send it with your courier. So you need to know how to do this. And once you figure it out, you're gonna see it's actually easy. Um, but yeah, if you're confused, just join my mentorship. I actually coach people on how to do this stuff. Yeah, number six is company registration. I highly recommend that when you sign up to Sun Takealot, you can sign up with just your ID, but I highly recommend that you sign up with a company, a registered company in your name, because Reason why I'm saying this is because like it's great to do things in with your company instead of in your own name, because whenever shit hits the fan, um, a company, in the eyes of the law, a company is not seen as an individual. It is seen as a juristic person, meaning that it's not a like a person, you know, it's just seen as an entity, right? So it's sort of like just a layer to protect you from whatever, you know. I don't know, like if someone sues you, whatever, brand sues you, or whatever, you know. So highly recommend get a registered company, sell with it. Even though it won't really happen, but I'm just recommending it. Just doing things, you know, in a professional way, and just avoiding anything bad that could happen, you know, because we wouldn't know what can happen. And then oh, after your company you have a company registration, I recommend you open a business account, business bank account if you don't have one already. Preferably open one with Netbank. Um, Reason why I'm saying Netbank is because Netbank currently they are very startup focused. You know, um, there's this card, like this startup card they have for businesses, for startup businesses. They give you 6 months totally free from bank charges, and yeah, there's actually a lot of offers in the card. So it's very startup focused. You know, it can just give you that breeze in terms of fees. You know, because personally, I do have a NetBank card, but I use it for one of my other businesses. Um, but for this business, I'm using my FNP card. FNP is business account, and like guys, I'm telling you, the bank charges are crazy, crazy. You know, like maybe a month. Like if I'm really transacting, you could even pay up to like 1.2, 1.5 in bank charges alone. So like, um, highly recommend that you when you're starting off, start with NetBank. You know, reason why I'm using FNP because I started with, like, it's been my business account, so I've just kept it for, especially for this business. And then number 8 is spreadsheets. Spreadsheets very important. Spreadsheets are gonna help you determine exactly how much you're making. It's gonna organize things for you, and then you're also gonna be able to track your stock availability with your suppliers, etc. You know, so doing things with spreadsheets just um, makes things easier and keeps it more organized, right? And then the reason why you should start with spreadsheets is that if your company starts growing, you can just duplicate it to someone else, and then someone else, you can just teach it to someone else, and then from there, that's how business work. You don't have to do all the work, and then you just pass it on to someone else, and that someone else can teach someone else. That's how you're gonna grow the company. So that's why I highly recommend spreadsheets. Um, Also just accounting, you'll be able, because you'll be using formulas and stuff to determine exactly how much you're making. Even though I know there's a Takealot calculator right now, calculators out, you can calculate it like that, but then it's better just to keep it on record with spreadsheets, and also just in terms of recording your stock availability and which suppliers you're getting it from, you know. So that's just how but I actually do teach this in my mentorship as well. So if you also want to learn how to do this stuff like the professional way, just click the link bio, or just send me a DM or anything, or email me. And then accounting, I recommend you get a bookkeeper that's going to do your books every single month, or you get a software that's going to do your bookkeeping automatically. I'm using a software. This software records my transactions automatically from Takealot. Um, it's also integrated with my bank account, so every single transaction that goes through my business account gets recorded. Also, all the transactions through Takealot, and then so I'm able to see the projections and exactly how much I'm making. Because even if I spend like 5 rand, it's gonna record it on my business account, regardless of whatever I'm doing. It's gonna be recording every single day. So that's how you're gonna be able to grow with your business, by being organized and knowing exactly how much you're making. And um, once you have like 6 months, 12 month statements, you can just take it to your accountant. Accountant will do financial audits for you for the year. Then from there you can get like, if you're doing good revenue, companies making money, everything's going good, you can get funding. You can get like business loans, business credits, and stuff like that. So, especially in this business, you need credit to grow. Something that a lot of people don't tell you. You need credit to grow this business. I'll tell you one more time. You have to have it, because um, if you're gonna get like, let's just make an example. Let's say you had like 100 products active, and if you had like, or if you have capital, then it's good. But if you can actually even grow this organically, you can. But it's just gonna take months and stuff like that. But if you really, really want to grow like 6 figures, 7 figures, you're gonna need business credit. You're gonna need credit. Sorry, not just business credits. You can also just do credit in your own name. That's just how I did. That's how I did. I'm able to scale to these numbers. Um, okay, and then winning products, very important. Um, Winning products are actually not that difficult to get. Like, you just have to browse, and just always be alert. You can even find stuff on Macro, or even at Pick and Pay, that you can sell and take a lot. You can actually find that stuff. You just need to be keep your eyes open, and always just choosing the right products and making sure that you are making money on these products. It's worth it for you. You know, Something that a lot of people don't tell you. Like, to me, I won't sell anything that doesn't give me at least a two times return, right? And for me to see that it's a two-time return, I have to put it on my spreadsheet, have to minus all the take a lot fees, and see how much exactly I'm making per product. And then that's how I'm going to say, no, I'm taking this product. So then you just group those products, 5, 10, 100, 200, to 1,000. And then you have 6, 7, 8 figure business. That's how you're going to be able. But then, guys, also, in terms of winning products, I do share them on our Takealot Telegram group. Every now and again, I do share them, but this is for like uh, the people who are doing my mentorship. I do share them if you're really struggling with finding winning products yourself. But I'll also teach you how you can find winning products. And then number 10 is just something very straightforward. Um, a lot of people don't tell you, but then, like, to do this business, you really have to have a clear strategy on how you're gonna be doing stuff. By a clear strategy, I mean, like, in terms of how is the business going to be operating. You're going to operate from home, you're going to operate it from establishment, from your garage, whatever. You need to know, if you get an order for this item, are you going to be selling with lead time? Are you going to be selling with stock? Where are you going to get the capital from? Are you going to just keep, there's this thing called snowballing, which is like, you use, maybe you'll just put 1,000 in, and then buy products and send it. After you sell those products, and then you from the profits you rebuy stock, and then that you can do that, but it just takes more time. Um, is that gonna be your way you doing it? And then how you gonna be doing operations exactly? Are you gonna be taking orders in, then you're going to buy and send it to the warehouse, or are you gonna be selling with stock? You know, how are you gonna be knowing that these products are actually gonna sell? You just have to have a clear strategy on how you're gonna be doing things. Because like with me, I focused on three categories, right? I can't share the categories here. I'm sorry, but then those three categories, I'm still selling till today. The three categories I started with, and the reason why I went with those categories is because like not a lot of people are selling in those categories. That's why I'm able to sort of capitalize in those categories. Um, but yeah, like you just need to know in terms of categories. I mean, like, are you gonna be selling like niche stuff? Just like maybe you're just gonna focus solely on stationery, or you're gonna focus solely on everyday essentials, or you're gonna focus solely on homeware, you know, or whatever it is, this or pet stuff, whatever. There's many categories you can sell in. So you just have to sort of find a way. But for me, I sell in three categories. Those three categories are the ones I sell in. Um, yeah, those are the three categories I sell in. So yeah, you just need to have like a clear strategy on what are those items. You can also just sell basically anything. There's no crime in it. You can do that. It's not a problem. You can. If you really don't want to just stick to one or two or three categories, you just want to sell anything as long as it makes you money, you can also do that. It's not a problem. Um, yeah. And then number 11 is reputable suppliers. Reputable suppliers, I must say that in our mentorship, I do give you like suppliers that I work with till today. Um, yeah, you can find a lot of products there, and you can sell. But I also do share the products now and then with the community. Um, then in terms of suppliers, suppliers are very important because you have to know like these people are people I can trust. You're not gonna come tomorrow and then you have 500 orders on you, and then they're gonna tell you no, they're out of stock. They don't know when their stock's gonna come. Those are not people that you can work with and grow your business with. So yeah, you need to like use reputable suppliers. This is if you're gonna find your own supplier and you're not gonna work with suppliers I'm working with. Um, so yeah, you just need to find that advantage and being able to create that relationship with your suppliers that you're gonna be using. Then number 12 is having an account with a trusted courier, right? Preferably use a courier that is in Takealot's preferred couriers, right? You don't have to, but I recommend it because uh, sometimes you'll get like cheaper rates and stuff like that. Most of the time, you'll get like discounts and stuff like that. So like yeah, even me, like I'm able to send like very bulky stuff, probably like just for 100 rand. So it does help you cut down your costs in terms of logistics when you're sending to the warehouse, right? And then, guys, I actually wanted to mention um, something else, you know. Another important thing that you have to do, okay, point number 13. Let me just type it out. Okay, have two extra seller accounts, right? Okay, this is an important thing. Like no one really told me this, right? Um, but it's important to have extra seller accounts because if it happens like maybe selling you added a product that you shouldn't have added, or maybe there's complaints on the products, and then for some reason you get your account suspended, right? Because this business is very similar to Amazon, by the way. Takealot can actually just ban your account or terminate your account if you do anything that's violating their policies, right? If they see you doing anything violating their policies, or even if you, let's just say, not fulfilling orders on time for like maybe like multiple, they can suspend your account for like a month or something like that, you know. So just to prevent that, like always just have two seller accounts. I don't know, even if you can ask a friend or ask people that you know, like people that you trust, if you can just use their details and then create extra seller accounts. It's gonna really help you so that you don't just get stuck on operations. Just like I got stuck, right? Last month my account got suspended. Yeah, and last month was my biggest month in Ecomm. Like we did, I think over 137,000 rand in revenue, right? Um, yeah, so we did because the money I put in was, I think it was like 32,000 rand. So profit margin we did, like net profit was 100k. We did at least 100k net profit. So that's actually great, quite good. Because like the things I'm selling, I'm making at least twice or three times my money back, right? As I mentioned earlier in the video. So that's how I'm able to do like these crazy profit margins. But yeah, that's just the model that I came with. Everyone has their own model. Even if you make like small percentage products profits, that's just your model. But yeah, guys, have at least two extra seller accounts just in case your account gets banned for whatever reason. I highly recommend. Um, and yeah, also something I just want to close with is that don't depend too much on the money that you're gonna be making from Takealot. Have something else on the side that can at least pay your bills and do whatever, just in case something goes wrong. That's just my advice. Um, yeah, that's for people really like starting to sell like crazy, you know, because like more orders comes with more problems, comes with more customer complaints, you know. Um, so you just gotta be fit for whatever comes back at you. So yeah, that's just my advice, guys. Cheers.